Stryknyn and Brandon Parker have chosen an interesting choice, a newcomer to APW, a young powerhouse making a name for himself, the real deal, Chris Steele, teaming with the Sin City Saint and the Lethal Dose Stryknyn.
Yes, this is going to be an extremely interesting six-man tag team match. You know that the Lethal Dose Stryknyn being stripped of his commissionership by Kevin Pierce, now the new commissioner, he's got to be red hot, and I'm anxious to see how he reacts in this six-man tag team match.
Yes, it will be interesting. For sure, this match put together by our new commissioner, Kevin Pierce. And, you know, you got to think there could possibly be a little bit of vengeance or vindictiveness, if that's a word.
It is. You got it right.
Good. On the part of Kevin Pierce trying to, you know, book the same teams again, allowing them to choose a partner, you know, after what happened last week. Maybe he's picking on Stryknyn and maybe there's a little professional jealousy there or something.
It's quite possibly, but Stryknyn teaming with a man who has also that same kind of disdain for the commissioner, Kevin Pierce, a while back. Kevin Pierce was the one, per the APW board, who stripped the Sin City Saint Brandon Parker of his North Georgia title. The North Georgia title vacant now, so Brandon Parker has that same disdain for Kevin Pierce, and I'm sure he is anxious to take that aggression out on somebody as two men, the real deal, Chris Steele and Joe Heikin, are opening up this six-man match.
Joe Heikin, the man with the Book of Wrestling, or is it the
Big Book of Wrestling?
The Big Book
it's called
of
the
Wrestling.
Big Book of Wrestling.
You know, that's a weird cat, to say the least. Anybody that follows any book other than the good book, as much as that guy does.
I tried to touch the book one time in the back, and he smacked my hand and looked at me. I figured I would go the other way, so you don't touch the book.
Get your hand off my leg, Feltner. No wonder he smacked
It
you.
wasn't on. That's neither here nor there, ladies and gentlemen. It looks like.
I'm sorry for interrupting, but Chris Steele just milking the cheers from the crowd. Good-looking young man.
I think they're taking a liking to his physique, impressive as it is.
We'll see how impressive it is when the bell rings. And so far, so good. Nice move by the young guy.
Yes. You see on the other side of the ring the team of Heavy Metal, Shane Hexon and Callie Cannon, former APW Tag Team Champions in their own right. Also probably looking to make a claim to get back to Tag Team title glory. But right now, Steele and Heikin are mixing it up and still getting the better end of that deal. No pun intended, of course.
Absolutely, the real deal. Getting the better end of seems to be every deal here at the beginning of this match with Joe Heikin. These two, interestingly enough, trained together.
Look at the strength by Steele, and he brings him down with a vicious suplex, going for the cover. Hexon breaking up the count before it could even get started.
Yeah, no way Heavy Metal's letting that happen.
Absolutely not.
Those guys, multiple-time tag team champions.
And here comes Stryknyn.
Speaking of tag team champions.
Vicious shot. What a chop by Stryknyn. Did you hear that smack vein?
Yes, I heard it, and I felt it from way back here.
I'm sure you've taken a couple of chops in your day. You know they are no fun at all.
You know, chops are my least favorite thing. I'd rather be punched square in the face. But unfortunately, Joe Heikin doesn't have a choice in the matter. And here's something that I love, unless I'm on the receiving end, from Stryknyn, a move made famous by Ronnie Garvin, and it's called the Garvin Stomp, where you just stomp a man.
It's almost a way to toy with your opponent while torturing him, and Hexon getting the tag but getting the back body drop.
He came in a hurry, and it cost him.
He is in no man's land right now, and the former North Georgia champion, Brandon Parker, getting the tag, and he is in a foul mood himself.
When is Brandon Parker not in a foul mood? This guy, I think he has like a gravel sandwich for breakfast every morning. I mean, he is just an angry individual, but I like him.
It seems that way. He has a patented mean streak, no doubt about it, but he has been stripped of his North Georgia title, some might say wrongfully. but nevertheless, he may possibly get a chance to win that back in this North Georgia title tournament coming up here on APW in the next couple of weeks.
Uh-oh.
Stryknyn. Oh, the belt.
Oh, come on.
Look at that. Come on. You don't have to win a match that way.
Really?
But the crowd loves it.
Yeah.
They absolutely love whenever he brings the belt out and just chokes his opponents with it.
And look, Heavy Metal, or excuse me, Callie Cannon and Joe Heikin not helping their partner out in the least. It's almost comical that they would keep the referee while Stryknyn does that. But, hey, it seems to happen a lot. Stryknyn knows all the dirty tricks, and it doesn't seem to affect his popularity any.
Nope. Stryknyn with those clubbing blows to the top of the head of Heikin and that vicious kick to the back. Dragging him over into the corner again. Parker with the tag. Heikin trying his best to get in the other corner, but to no avail.
Reaching and reaching. You got to admire the effort, but just not quite enough. And I don't blame him.
Parker
when you're tagging in Parker, I'm going to tag too.
Parker just teeing off on Heikin right now, and he has got to make a tag. If Heavy Metal and Heikin are going to have a chance to win this, he's going to have to make a tag to one of his partners.
And you mentioned Brandon Parker may, was it wrong? Was it right? I've got my personal opinion, but, neither one of our opinions seem to matter. But one thing is for sure, right or wrong, Brandon Parker is one pissed-off individual.
He is extremely upset, and he is taking it out on Callie Cannon. Heikin finally able to make the tag, but Callie Cannon on the receiving end of Parker's brutality right now and his mean streak.
Oh,
and
my.
This crowd is just getting right behind Parker and company.
Oh!
What a kick.
Oh! That hurts my wrist. Callie Cannon may not be able to move that hand. It may be just useless.
Extreme pressure on the arm and shoulder as well as the hand
His
of
wrist
Cannon.
may be broken.
It's a wonder he can even keep up in this match. But I don't think Parker is concerned with winning right now. He just wants to punish
well, he is
his
hurting
opponents.
For certain. Callie Cannon may have a broken hand after that stomp.
Chris Steele showing off his strength as he did earlier in the match. A man trying to make a name for himself as well, and I think he's doing a particularly well job of that. What do you think, Mr. Vane?
Particularly well. He's, the jury's still out on this Chris Steele guy. He calls himself the real deal, but I've just, I don't know. I've just not seen him get that big win. And so far, it looks like just another gym rat, and until he proves me otherwise, that'll be my opinion. But
that's the wonderful thing about wrestling. Anything can happen, and never say never.
And there's so many guys that, fail at something else and want to come to professional wrestling. And, usually once that bell rings, those guys get weeded out fairly quickly. And I suspect maybe Chris Steele is possibly one of those guys.
Stryknyn getting the tag again after Heikin got the tag, and it's the boot party from Parker and Stryknyn.
It's the boot party.
The fans just lap it up. They love it. Stryknyn and the boot party. And he just spit in the face of Heikin, a man who he has had several issues with in the past here at Alternative Pro Wrestling. I think at one point he even defended his APW Southern States Championship at the time against Heikin.
Yes, sir. That was Spring Break Bash 2011. Soon to be on DVD from Alternative Pro Wrestling. Remember, fans, each and every Friday night, Royston, Georgia, you can see this kind of action live every single Friday night. Also coming up March the 15th in Elberton, Georgia at the Inferno, 7 p.m. bell time.
7 p.m. The heart of Granite Country. Coming your way, Alternative Pro Wrestling hits the road. You don't want to miss it.
And Joe Heikin in the wrong part of town, to say the least. And he's in there with the pissed-off Brandon Parker.
Yes.
He calls himself the Sin City Saint. Well, he's not a saint. And could you imagine walking around a casino with Brandon Parker on a losing night?
I would absolutely not want to be anywhere in the vicinity of an angry Brandon Parker or an angry Stryknyn for that matter, and it looks like Heavy Metal has finally got their window of opportunity on the upper hand in this match, and it looks like they're taking full advantage of it. Using the ropes to just choke out Parker is Cannon, just barely answering the referee's 5 count, otherwise he would have been disqualified. And look at him distracting the referee as Heikin and Heikin doing anything they can. Their trademark of underhanded tactics never leaves them. That's how they roll.
Heavy Metal, not afraid to break a rule. But you can't argue with success. I broke a few rules myself.
No.
Yeah.
Absolutely. You break rules? You break rules.
I know, it's hard to believe.
I thought that you were one of these clean mat technicians that always upheld the rule book.
Oh, I did. For like 6 months at the beginning.
6 months. Okay, all right. I guess we'll give you a pass on that one. But, ladies and gentlemen, don't forget, still coming your way, 2 huge championship matches are on tap, including the main event for the Southern States Championship. Jacob Ashworth defends against Wade Adams.
Absolutely. Huge match tonight. You saw that happen earlier tonight. Ashworth able to choose his opponent, and somehow those two crossed paths led to a confrontation, and here we are, main event tonight. But speaking of, main events, Brandon Parker, no stranger to the main event. And this man, I talked about being pissed off. Well, right now, he's going to have to dig down deep. Use that anger to his advantage, because he's going to have to fight his way out of this place. And I guarantee you'd rather fight your way out of any biker bar anywhere in the world than fight your way out of the squared circle with Heavy Metal.
Yes, Stryknyn and Chris Steele trying desperately to get behind Brandon Parker, and it looks like he might be able to fight out. Shot to the side of the head on Heikin. It looks like Parker's trying to fight out. Oh, and a big boot to the face on Parker. That could be all, ladies and gentlemen. 1, 2, oh, he kicks out. Nothing but pure will and instinct on the part of Parker, and he drags him into the neutral corner.
Yep, Heikin taking advantage of the prone Brandon Parker, who is hurting for sure right now. These guys are taking apart a body part.
That big book of wrestling must be helping out Heikin, because he's got the upper hand right now. Awesome drop kick into the corner.
This guy's young, very young, a rookie in the sport of professional wrestling, but he doesn't make a lot of mistakes.
Because of the big book of wrestling.
Hey, if he wants to give it the credit for his success, then, hey, again, just like Heavy Metal breaking the rules, you can't argue with success.
I looked that big book up on eBay. I could not find it. I'm still trying to see if I can't figure it out. But right now, Parker's in a bad way, ladies and gentlemen. Heavy Metal and Heikin are just making slim pickings of Parker right now. He desperately needs to make a tag.
He does need to make a tag. And, Brandon Parker, former tag team champion himself years back, but he's kind of a loner these days, I can see him being so pissed off that he just wants to stay in there and try his own luck.
Quite possibly, but
wouldn't be a smart move, but hey, nobody ever accused Brandon Parker of being the brightest color in the crayon box, and Callie Cannon.
There's an extreme difference in bravery and stupidity, Mr. Vane, and right now he needs to make a tag. If winning is what he wants to do, he's going to have to make a tag to either Steele or Stryknyn, and right now he's in a bad place to do that.
He sure is, in no man's land over there in the corner with Heavy Metal. A place he really needs to stay out of if he wants to survive this match.
Heikin just stalking Parker right now, almost toying with him in a sense.
Heikin will hurt you. Stryknyn and Steele trying to do anything they can to motivate Parker.
Oh, a vicious chop to Parker. Normally it's Parker dishing out the chops, but this time the smash mouth style of Heikin. He's got him in the corner. Another chop. Good God almighty. Uh-oh, Parker's turned
Parker
up.
Is going
chop
off.
after chop. Teeing off on Heikin, and he rakes the eyes to get out of the corner.
Oh, and he, if he'd have just stumbled the other way, they're going to take full advantage of the 5 count.
Absolutely.
Not a good night for Brandon Parker, to say the least. We say to say the least a lot.
To say the least, to say the most.
Big clothesline in the corner. Vicious. Nowhere to go. I always hated those. Nothing worse than being jammed in the corner with a 220-pound guy bringing his all at your face. We're going to scratch that one.
Ladies and gentlemen, if you're enjoying this six-man tag team match.
Kicking away.
Oh,
come on. You can't help but want to root for these guys. I wish I was in there.
Heikin going for the cover. Still almost broke the pin
Very
up.
lax cover. You're not going to pin Brandon Parker like that, and Heikin knows it.
Like I was saying before, ladies and gentlemen, the APW tag team titles are going to be on the line later on. As per the new commissioner, Kevin Pierce's decision, Kevin Blue and Chris Spector will defend those titles against the former champions, Scott Mason and Antron Brewer, coming up a little later on this evening.
Brandon Parker doing all he can to fight his way out of this. No thanks and help in part to the people, I'm sure.
A roll-up. Could this be the end? A near
they're going to let him get it. Oh, come on.
Heikin purely on instinct, taking him over into the other corner. You got to think sometime, ladies and gentlemen, something's got to give in this match. I'm not sure how much Parker can handle, how much more he can handle. He's been in there a good long while, Jeremy.
He sure has. He's been in there close to 10 minutes now. And of those 10 minutes, he's been getting pounded on for 9 of them.
Not much offense on the part of Parker, but you got to think that whenever you least expect it, he's going to find a way to fight out of this match and hopefully get either the win or the tag. We'll see what happens.
If not, I'm going to avoid him the rest of the night because an angry Brandon Parker is nobody's friend.
Absolutely not. Parker
And
trying his best to
out.
fight out.
Elbow to the face of Heikin. Wow, again.
Elbows and shots, and Heikin
Heikin
gets with the high knee again into the gut.
The
of
numbers
Parker.
game. 3-on-1. 3 is going to win every time.
Heavy Metal and Heikin doing an awesome job of isolating
Come on,
Parker.
ref.
Oh, just distasteful slaps in the face of Parker. Do you see
Oh,
that look in his
yeah, there
eyes?
you go.
He is nothing but mad right now.
You better kill him now. You've really pissed
He
him off.
fights out of it. Check out Parker. Slithers, tries to get to the corner. Repeated kicks to the face. Good grief. About kicked his head off. Good God.
God, I bet they wish he would tag now.
If he is going to have a chance to get a tag, he has got to do it right now. And this crowd is getting behind Parker because they know that this is his window of opportunity.
This place is starting to rumble.
The APW crowd making their voices known. Ladies and gentlemen, don't forget, if you want to be a part of the crowd each and every Friday night, come on down here and visit us. And he gets the tag to Stryknyn. A ball of fire is the lethal dose, knocking down Heikin.
Spine buster. And Stryknyn going crazy. The big leg
Here comes
drop.
the leg drop, and boom, there it goes. Here comes the pin. Is this all 1, 2? Oh.
The second best leg drop in the history of professional wrestling. He got caught sleeping there. Heikin, depending on the big book of wrestling. But
Over the
they
shoulders.
must have left that chapter
Oh, what
out.
a move. Almost an F5 type maneuver from Stryknyn, something we rarely see him do, but effective nonetheless. Oh, and Heikin breaks up the tag, or the count rather, in just the nick of time.
Someone didn't write that chapter. Brandon Parker coming to the aid of his partner. You knew it wouldn't be
Knocks
long
Heikin
for
over
he's
the
back
top
in it.
rope. Here comes Cannon. They knock him over the rope too, throws him out, and now they have just left Heikin to the wolves, and this is not good for the holder of the big book of wrestling.
All right, they've tagged in still.
Oh gosh, he is getting behind. Oh, what is this, Vane?
What in the world?
Oh, they jump out on the outside, take
flying.
out both members of Heavy Metal. They're still in the ring.
What
Heikin thinks he got out of it. Oh, here we go. Lifts him up over the shoulders.
He's got him up.
Whoa,
and down.
good God. That has got to be it. 1, 2,
Two.
lights out.
3. That's the win. That's the win I was talking about. I stand corrected, folks. Chris Steele has just impressed the hell out of me. What an incredible performance by the young man and Brandon Parker. Stryknyn, along with the real deal, Chris Steele, have come away victorious. What a great match. What great action, fans. Catch us each and every Friday night, 305 Cherry Street, Royston, Georgia. You can see all your favorite superstars from APW each and every week at 8 p.m.